And I don't want to judge the Yone pick too early.
Oh boy, here we go again as Steadfast Presence comes in and Vikla, he's going to actually flash. As one more Q will do it, and nope, Canyon's just going to boop him off.
With the Ahri ban, but not this time around. 2 games in a row.
Here we go again. Concussive blows will land, but he's underneath the turret now, as here's Cuz as well. A fantastic pillar, but there's not much follow-up. His aiming is trying to get on in there now. He's pretty low himself, but do they have the damage? Yes, the chomp comes out, but Deokdam finds the space. The Grey Health is procced. The chase is on. 3v3, his life is going to tongue last, but at the end of the day, he will just be stepped aside, and Canyon picks up one. Can he get a second? It will not happen. Cuz does get away as the trade is worked better by DK.
Oh, absolutely. Damwon get a pickup of an early kill on a Draven here in this 3v3 bottom side. Canyon pops off here, Cuz not able to make...
As once again, we'll take a look at this mid gank.
Vikla's blocked by the Steadfast Presence. One of the strong parts of Poppy, obviously, versus the Azir. Can't dash to his soldier. Flash is trying to hope that it's just enough range between him and the Poppy, but does get caught by the Q. And this is really optimistic here from KT. Deokdam has heal and Flash, gets over the wall here. And then the follow-up from Life is, unfortunately, just not going to connect with anybody. And in fights like this, the Draven has insane single target damage. He's better than Kalista in a 3v3 skirmish like this because her power is in Ren. His power of the lane and grab a plate.
Yeah, Bertle's getting in here. He's trying to assassinate Cuz. It's not quite going to work, and now they're looking for Bertle. Does not have a dash. Well, he did, but he's not going to get away from that one, as this should be a death.
A scaling mid themselves, and Yone's going to be so much mid-game engaged for this Draven that's so massively ahead. As Showmaker ults in for this one, and they're just completely zoned off, aiming pulled over. Draven damage is real. They don't get a kill, but still so much success here on the bottom side. This was optimistic. Cuz has Smite, and obviously you can't retreat to the choke point against Ornhorn. Rascal called it out immediately. You either take the left side path where you're dead, or you go through here where I cannot miss the reactivation. Rob, so aiming will find some gold, and Life comes over!
Is he gonna get that kill here? No way, right?
I don't think so.
Bunch of autos on the turret, or on the board rather. He's still here.
Well, Bertle is dead now. That is for sure.
Oh man. Well, that wasn't it.
Wow, this series just lets them have the turret. He's like, yep, we're making a topside play, and Cuz almost gets a solo kill here.
Yeah. If he had Flash, he does.
Yeah. Chilling Smite, like you mentioned.
Then he can flash into the turret and auto him a couple times and win.
Chilling Smite is the way to go because of the nerfs challenging Smite recently, but Bertle here, he goes left as well. Then he ults to try to take life. It's just not going to happen. Even if he hits life there, I think he dies. So he's ultless now, which isn't going to be impactful because he's up by himself.
Not to mention,
Showmaker?
Showmaker might just die, but he is going to flash. Here comes a pillar, no doubt, soon, right, Cuz? No, not yet. He does use Subjugate, and he might just get CC down 100-0 himself. He is going to have to flash over the wall. As Whirling Death now comes in, there's a Chilling Smite, this time from Canyon, as a 2-man knockup is going to catch the both of them, as Cuz will be the giveaway, as well as a double kill here for the side of Showmaker as he chases him down.
Yep, no cross-map first 2 games. Let's see how Vikla's ultimate is used here, because I don't think we quite caught that. Yep, just knocks him towards Cuz, but doesn't prevent him from flashing over the wall. And Cuz does not pillar here, and
yeah,
it's a turn.
Should have just knocked him the other way. Probably would have won the trade 1v1. But, you know, hindsight is 20/20, especially us watching the replay and not playing the game. Vikla thought, okay, easy sweep to my teammate, and we kill him.
Showmaker calls for it, comes back in long range, and gets the snipes. 2 kills picked up by him. Well, you said something timings there for Damwon Kia. They will be able to wrestle away control. They had topside control as well.
Oh boy. Yeah, he's going to have to flash here, as that is the power.
There's the Fate's call.
Aggressive Tom Kench and the pullback. I just thought it would be really nice in lane, you know. Showmaker flashed somewhere, as now he's about to be pillared. And there's the Subjugate as well. Showmaker in a ton of trouble, but he has a stopwatch. And it might just save him. Nope, big chomp in the face as Bertle is coming in. The Whirling Death is looking to be timed out here. Life nearby for the Devour. And even looking to extend this trade as they go back in. Bertle kind of being one down, but eventually with Cuz going back in as Bertle, that was You were so good up until the moment you
we'll see, but he played everything out beautifully until he didn't, right? And up here, this is the, of course, Showmaker catch. Flash comes through, Cuz comes over here. Showmaker buys a ton of time with stopwatch for the teleport in, but the rest of KT are responding so quickly that they want to actually turn this. And, you know, Cuz does, of course, get knocked up here. The ult comes through from Bertol after the Devour, but he then decides he's going to flash in for a Tahm Kench when everybody else is also here.
What's going on? As okay, that Poppy's in some trouble, but Canyon doesn't seem to care as the Braum ult is actually getting so much value. Everybody slowed up. Easy knock up here for that one, but it does not matter as they keep going forward. They don't seem to care. Aiming is going to go down. Vikla now is zoned away from this one. Deokdam will bite the dust as well, and now Bertol, he's got an ultimate. He's looking for the angle, but
wanted to TP back in so badly. Now they're trapped.
Life goes back in to try to save Rascal here underneath the Sun Disc, and that's going to cost them 2 kills as Bertol will pick them both up.
Well, that was a very big leap of faith for KT, let's just say, on that dive. They have the Sun Disc turret. They're trying to push the issue super far. Vikla knows that the Sun Disc turret buys enough time for him to actually get a back. But this time he comes over, does his job, stops them from backing. It is the Herald that does eventually crash through. Canyon goes extremely low. TP comes through as well. And Bertol is alone. So KT are like, all right, push this one down, grab a Sun Disc turret. Look at Vikla's health. He doesn't care. He has a ton of damage output. There's no one to get on top of him except Canyon. If he gets over the wall, he backs away here. Sun Disc turret's up. Buy time for my teleport back in, right? No. KT retreat back over. Bertol's coming in. They see this and like, oop, we're not going to be able to back. And Rascal is unfortunately just left by the wayside. And even with Devour still up here for life, he can't get in and save him. So it's a double. That goes over to the Yone. Suddenly, one...
As Face Call will be used just to counter a seismic shove. Not exactly what you want to use that very long cooldown ultimate for.
Yeah, especially with the Baron you're trying to threaten, it just becomes unrealistic to do so anymore. And I think KT know that Damwon knows the gig is up, and they're actually starting to side lane here with Bertol bottom side. Azir's doing the same, and is starting to threaten an inhibitor turret, so Damwon will have to respond eventually.
As Ingo's life, he is not next to his team now, but the Braum ultimate comes in. Rascal misses the knockup, and he's just going to get devoured to save his life. But the poke damage coming out now from Draven and Talia is way too much. Trying to force that one right before the Drake, but Dalvin Kia going to get the much better edge.
Your ability to control the next Drake fight, but they didn't get it, and he teleports in here, and watch this fight again. Rascal misses the knockup, obviously, and there's a poor turn attempt here while Azir isn't even here. What is this? Like, this is not the KT roster I just watched almost beat Gen G just a few days ago. Vikla comes in here to clear the minions.
He's all the way behind them. He is lining up for this ultimate. He's got it! 2 of them in the front line immediately go down. The wall is right behind them, but the turn is trying to come in. A 4-man knockup by Rascal in the back line, and he turns the fight right on its head, just like that. And he picks up a double kill for his troubles. That will be the Infernal Drake here in the pockets of KT as Bertol is going to be devoured, and he's going to go down as well. Rascal knockup. As he's still okay, down he goes.
Will be Trundle that picks up the kill, so that's nicely bought time there from Bertol and makes sure they're like, okay, we cannot actually give this kill over to our carry. So we got to focus down this this Yone. But the last time we saw an attempted knockup from Rascal before a Drake fight, it completely whiffed. This time, he says, oh, no, Yone Wombo combo with Talia shove. That looks cool and all. It's like the Drake meme. He's like, watch me knock up your whole team as everybody collapses in after the fantastic engage from Damwon. Like, they're all ready to say, okay, there is no way we lose this fight. Yone comes from the flank angle. They don't know.
Hits Rascal and Cuz.
Rascal bellows breaths it as well. And then, bam! Life, Fates call in, Ornhorn, Wombo combo, and right before this, it was Talia shove. It was a big ult from Bertol. They had the follow-up. They were like, we're going in on this. But it was Rascal who played this perfectly. Emperor's Divide here as well plays a big part into setting up the knockup. It's just unbelievable. This might be the biggest wombo we've seen in a professional game in playoffs in a long time.
Yeah. Like it's wombo into counter wombo.
And now they're back into the game.
Vikla should be fine. Yeah, another fantastic one. And now Bertle's all alone, but they're right over the wall, actually. In comes the rest of them. And this time, the Ornhorn is blocked as Rascal is desperate to try to save his team. This time, it's not a 5-man unit of KT. It's 1 by 1 the dominoes fall. And the chase potential here from the side of Damwon is large. In goes Canyon. Once again, the whirling death from downtown. As I don't know about continuing onto this Kalista, but they get 3 kills, which is massive. There's no objective.
He is very poor. I cannot overstate how many ways they could be trapped. Canyon has ult, left side there. They have a Yone ult on the right side, and Talia can actually chase them down. They need to be pushing as a unit instead of splitting like this. They wanted to get the maximum value out of the Baron, but that left them so exposed to all the different ways that Damwon Kia's comp can engage, and eventually they were caught. And so now Damwon Kia...
Why Rascal, he's not going to get knocked up, and in go Damwon Kia. Vikla is going to get devoured at the perfect time as now the sweep comes in. The back and to the frontier from the side of KT is huge, but Canyon is able to get in that back line. They create a front line here for Deokdam.
Canyon's so low.
Double kill comes in here for Deokdam, and the GA gets popped by the side of aiming. As CK, they take a huge fight, and they're running away from that Drake.
Yeah, they're not going to actually start up the Drake because I think they want to get a little bit more prio here for mid to potentially get an inhibitor down, which would give them control of the map completely. I mean, it's 35 seconds on aiming, 30 on Vikla. Ending, I think, is not what you're looking for here as Damwon Kia, but having a little bit of extra mid prio here means that they will be able to guarantee there's no contest or trade for the Baron, which has not spawned just yet. Canyon is also very low, but he does have his smite available, and that's going to be the Drake going over to Damwon Kia. So that's Soul Point.
That's
Soul we talked about so much during that pause finally does come into fruition. As we watch this fight once again, it's crazy. We don't know exactly how KT ended up getting prio to start this one off, but they have a Kalista comp. They look at how many spears are in this Drake, but the dive here from Bertol is clean. It's a really nice disengage and devour onto Vikla, but Canyon helps get that kill. And once Vikla is gone from this fight, it's just a straight up front to back. They pile onto the Kalista, who's in GA, and they just have too much CC.
I was watching aiming that whole fight. He just got pretty much 100 to 0, or like 100 to 5%, you can say. And then he started autoing the Talia, who's Zonya, and then he died. So,
and then he died again.
Yeah, and then he died again. Deokdam the entire time was getting huge critical autos onto the front line. Vikla is really the main late game carry of KT's composition. So the fact that he was taken out earlier than Deokdam, who was not taken out, means that DK were easily able to push that one through.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact of the matter is this is just a Hail Mary play for KT around Kalista Drake take speed. You know, like, okay, I think we might be able to get away with this, but they didn't actually have the position that they wanted, despite some pretty nice disengage there from Vikla. And he doesn't have Zonias. You know, if he has Zonias, this looks different, but he's obviously going for a damage build this time around. And they're going to try to do it again. On Baron, it looks like potentially at least they clear the vision off, and they're like, okay, we have a Kalista, so we basically have double smite. As Knight's Vow is done for Cuz. That is where we are at in this game. And straight up here, KT.
I wonder who he put that on. Probably the Azir, right?
Yeah, I imagine so, because he's really the carry now in this game.
That's what I would hope, but you know, not 100% sure. He does have a crown as well, so potential to just put it on aiming so he can actually get autos on in the fight. But yeah, KT, they've really had, it feels like one goal. You guys might not remember, but it's just been clear vision, top river, and we're doing Baron.
Yep, that's every time, all game long, and they're sticking to the plan here after what was, you know, basically an hour-long pause, and Damwon Kia trying to control this mid-prio now as Bertol's got a flank angle. This is the scariest part of the composition here for Damwon Kia in terms of engage. They see him.
Okay, that's the crown procs.
That one's ult down too.
Looks like Rascal just completed the Gargoyle Stone Plate.
Yeah, it's big money for him. He just builds it straight up in the middle of the map here, but that's what Orin could do for you. And if they can stop the flanks from Damwon Kia, they have an amazing front-to-back teamfight comp here with this build for Vikla, but it's just making sure you can stop this Yone angle. That's the hardest part. And if you try to collapse on him, you lose control of the map.
All right, here it is. This Cuz is caught on the opposite side of that wall, but we got Sundisk. Bertol is right in the back line. He's doing tons of damage, actually. as he is going to have to back away. Showmaker's now on the back line, and he's going to take down the Azir. Does Deokdam, the front line is here once again for the side of DK. And that might just be the straw that broke the camel's back. 5 members of Damwon Kia coming in with Infernal Soul.
Yeah, you just cannot stop the engage. Sunday's turret is up, and Bertol goes in essentially alone, but they can't lock down this slippery Yone. The follow-up damage is real. KT just not able to set up a counter wombo like you saw in the previous fight they took, which feels like so long ago. Damwon Kia just pushing to end now. This inhibitor is not their final goal.
Yeah, I think this should be enough. Aiming, unfortunately, if he ever gets in range to fight, he just goes down. And speaking of which, Cannon's going to make that a very short period of time, as we do have Life and Cuz trying to get something done.
These turrets trying to buy time for the Azir, but it's not going to happen, Valdez.
13 seconds, not enough time. It looks like after all of that, Damwon Kia going to push through, and now they are in a lead 2-0 in this series against everybody's expectations.
힐 먼저 줘놓을게. 야, 풀 봐. 갈리. 웨이브. 아, 끝났다. 나 죽긴 했고. 밀어. 안되면 10초. 나이스! 배현아, 윤회 좋았다. 아, 쏘리. 좋진 않았고.